Hello. Today, let's take a look at two questions. These are taken from Nanqiao Primary School practice paper. First question says, there are 40 more men than women at a gala dinner. After 3/4 of the men and 3/5 of the women left the gala dinner, there were 8 more women than men that remained. How many women were there in the beginning at first? So let's see what's important in the question. First and foremost, in the first sentence, they give you the comparison between men and women. Okay. After that, there were some people who left, and the comparison changes in terms of proportion. So let's see. If we were to draw this out, men, it would be 1 unit and 40. And for women, it will be just 1 unit. Now, 3/4 of the men left. This means that under the 1 unit here, I could divide it into 4 smaller units. And 3 out of the 4 smaller units would be the 3/4 within the units of men who left. Okay, and within 40, I'm also going to divide this into 4 smaller units. And out of this, 3 out of 4 would be the men who left. Now, I think we are able to come up with the number of men within the 40 who left. So what is 3/4 of 40? That would make up 30 men who left. Okay. Remaining men, well, we take 40, take away 30, that would give us 10. Okay, now, how about women? 3/5 of the women left the dinner. So what we're going to do is to divide this 1 big unit into 5 smaller units. And out of these 5 smaller units, 3 would represent the smaller units of women who left. Now you realize that within the units here, okay, that are not indicated by numbers, the units are of different sizes. So if we were to further slice them into smaller parts that make that of men and women be equal, we need to consider common multiple of 4 units here and 5 units at the bottom. Okay, and that makes 20. So this will amount to a total of 20 units split up over 4 smaller units. So each one would mean that it's 20 divided by 4, which is 5U each. Now, this 20 units is also subdivided into 5 smaller units with regards to women. So 20 divided by 5, each one would be 4U. From here, we are able to see how many units of men and women are left, and we can make the last comparison. So women left, that would be 8 units. Men left, 5 units, and 10. Now, the question tells us that at the end of the day, there were 8 more women than men that remain. So if there's 8 more women compared to men, okay, so this is the number of women left. This is the number of men left. In order to equate it, equate means make it equal, I will need to add 8 more people on the side of the men to make it equal to the number of women. Okay, so this is crucial, yeah? Now from here, let's move on to the next line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 10 and 8. So that would make 5 units plus 18. Okay, now let's see from this point of view, 8 units is equals to 5 units plus how many units? 3 units, right? So we could say that 18 is actually 3 units. From here, let's move down to find what 1 unit is. So 18 divided by 3, that's 6. So now that we know what 1 unit is, how many women were there in the beginning at first? So in the beginning, what do we look out for? Women at first would be this. So this ties into finding 20 units. So since we know that 1 unit is 6, hence 20 units would be 20 multiplied by 6, which would give you 120. Okay, let's move on to the second question. So second question talks about money between 2 people. Ray had $300 more than Dan at first. After Ray spent 3/4 of his money and then 2/3 of his money, Dan had $15 more than Ray. Find the amount of money that Dan had in the end. So as compared to the first question, we started off with looking at the proportion between what the 2 boys had at first. So we have Ray and we have Dan. Ray has more. So we would draw a longer bar for him. More by 300. Okay, so then would be this amount. Now we are going to subdivide. So Ray spent 3/4 of his money. So when Ray spent 3/4 of his money, this would be divided into 4 parts. And this 300 will be also divided into 4 parts. And how many parts do I need to shape to show the amount of money spent? 3, right? So 1, 2, 3, this is gone. And within $300, 1, 2, 3 out of the 4 units are also gone. Okay. Now, perhaps let's find out what 3/4 of $300 is. So if we do a division, if you do a multiplication of 3/4 of 300, that would give you 225. And the remainder would be to subtract 225 from 300, that is 75. Okay, now we're settled with Ray. We move on to Dan. Dan spent 2/3 of his money. So whatever that he has, we are going to subdivide it into 3 units. And out of the 3 units, we shade 2 that are gone. What's next? Well, the units over here that do not have numerical values are of different sizes. So if we have 4 smaller units and 3 smaller units that come from the same, about the same size, we need to further subdivide to make it common. Common means same size. So let's find the common multiple of 4 and 3. Okay, so the 4 comes from the 4 units here. The 3 comes from the 3 units here that make up the entire 1 bar of units. So between 4 and 3, common multiple is 12. So let this be 12 units, this whole portion here. For 12 units to be subdivided into 4 equal parts, that would make 3U each, right? And for 12 units to be subdivided into 3 equal parts, that would be 4 units each. Okay, so looks like we have the number of units of money left for Ray and Dan in the end. Let's do a comparison. Ray and okay, so how much does Ray have in the end? 3 units plus $75. And for Dan, in the end, he would have 4 units. So okay, now how do we bring in $15? Dan had $15 more than Ray in the end. So if Dan had $15 more, Ray would have less, right, than Dan. I would need to add $15 more to Dan. Sorry, let me repeat. Let me rephrase again. I will need to add $15 more to Ray so that it can be the same amount. Okay. So I'll have the plus 15 over here. And 15 is because of this. Okay, Dan had $15 more than Ray. So Ray's amount must add 15 to it. Now let's tidy up what we have. So if we were to break down, 4 units is made up of 3 units plus 1 unit. So as we can see, 1 unit is actually 90. Now that we know what 1 unit is, let's go back to the question. Find the amount of money Dan had in the end. So how much does Dan have in the end? Dan has this unused 4U. So if 1U is 90, 4 units will be 4 times of 90, which would give $360. So I hope that this short sharing will be something that is helpful to you.